The following may contain language which will be offensive to some people and inappropriate for children. Still here? Then pour your favorite beverage and let's get this fucking show started.
Fantastic Forum. Assemble! You're watching Fantastic Forum, the premier show about comic books and your live weekly conversation about entertainment and geek culture. We are the Fantastic Forum, coming to you live and direct from the Hall of F. Hope you're having a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, or night, as the case may be, depending on where you are in the world. And if you're not, you just stick with us. We'll help you take it up a notch. You have the usual suspects in the building. First, he is our riddle inside of an enigma trapped in Chinese finger cuffs. They don't know him. They love him anyway. He's our silent assassin, Jay.
Hey, what's up?
What's up indeed? Next, he's the backbone, the pillar, the strength of Fantastic Forum, our nigh invulnerable brawler and resident strongman, Moses Magnum.
Hey.
Hey, indeed.
I went to the comic book store.
Okay, wait, we'll get there. Hold on.
All right.
All right. As for myself, my name is Lawrence Young. They call me Mayor Young. Welcome to Fantastic Forum. Shout out to Oz. I think he's gonna be here. Hopefully. But if not, we'll hold you down. Because we have a fantastic show for you today. We are going to be talking to you all about Rick and Morty, the anime. And we're going to be talking to you all about what if Donald Duck became Wolverine. Look, I know you've been waiting for it. It's here. So now we'll be talking about that. And of course, we'll talk about the latest and greatest in comic book news and whatever else it is that you all want to talk about. And we'll let you know how it is you can get down with Fantastic Forum in just a moment. But before we do that, we want to make sure that we thank Mr. Scott Rubin, because without him, this show would not exist. So thank you, Scott Rubin. Hope all is well. And with that said, let's have our intern fill you in on the deal.
Want to get in on the action? Call Fantastic Forum on Skype and join the fun. Too shy to call in? That's okay. You can join the Discord chat room available at
FantasticForum.live.
Join the party. You know you want to.
Jay, what are you pre-giggling about, Jay?
No, I'm just giddy that I was ready.
You listen. Hey, guess what? You were though. I felt it. I was like, I noticed. I was like, okay, look, this bodes well, man. Like, hopefully the people show up to listen. Because, look, I'm not mad at them. They're like, Fantastic Forum don't start on time. We started on time. It's been smooth so far, and I know I just jinxed it, so that's my bad. I apologize. Like now my computer just gonna shut down, or a small fire will start in this corner. Like, oh.
Selena come back from the pet cemetery.
Listen,
dude, that's sad.
It is.
It is.
We were talking about that earlier.
And there goes the mo. No, wait. Well, you talking about who? Me and you were talking about that earlier?
Yeah, about Selena.
We were talking about Selena in general, but not her coming back from the dead.
No, not that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
well, listen, I don't want
fantasy, but
listen. Yeah. Why would you want that to happen? Like, oh my god.
Well, that's the conundrum. It's like, what would you risk to have it again?
No, I'm not risking nothing.
Me neither.
I don't want no zombies. It don't matter if it's a pet. Like, oh my god. But yeah, for those that are like, what are you all talking about? Recently, I had to put our cat down, and so yeah, I miss Selena. Selena, yeah.
She was our first mascot.
She was named by the forum after Catwoman because she was a black cat. And so,
well, gray like in the cartoon.
You're right. You're absolutely right. She was great at cartoon. So yeah, man. So anyway, R.I.P. Selena. She's in a better place. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Our intrepid senior reporter Oz is in the building. Good to see you, Oz.
Yeah, is it though? Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. What? Wait, what happened?
I'm pressing the doubt button.
Is that a button?
Yeah. Wait, you don't have random buttons appear in your site? Some people call it astigmatism or something, but it's a button.
I remember back
In
in the day
Final
when
Fantasy, it's an emote.
you have a doubt emote in Final Fantasy.
Yeah,
Why you said that like I'm supposed to know?
because you own the game and you have a character.
Yeah, but
So you
listen,
should know that.
who am I
If you
doubting
don't,
in
it's
Final
because you're not
Fantasy?
playing.
That's true. Well, look, you solved the whole mystery, Jay. I'm like, wait, what do we use the doubt emote for?
To question people when we don't believe them.
Oh, like they'll say something in the chat and then you just do like the doubt emote.
Well, not in the chat. I mean, you can do it in chat,
But it pops up on the side, right? Like,
but for certain characters, NPCs, they might tell you something that you don't think is true. And so you doubt them.
Oh, interesting. Wow. That's deep into the role play. I'm not mad at that. I like it. But yeah. So Mo, you were saying, man, you went to the comic book store? What did you get?
oh yeah, that was it. I just didn't know what else to say in the greeting section of the show.
Got you.
They did. Skybound did do a Transformers reprint of one of the Marvel titles, I think, with a white cover. So I bought that.
Skybound reprinted one of the old Marvel Transformers books.
I think so. The cover looked like the old Marvel covers with a little band on top.
Yeah.
I didn't look at the inside. I just bought because it was a white cover.
Okay.
It could be just a reprint of issue 1 with a white cover. So.
If it's the Mechanicals issue, let me know. And I'll get a copy.
Jay's all about those mechanicals.
And then they got
they were awesome. Like,
Skybound also did a Frankenstein.
That's cool.
So I bought that.
That's a great cover.
Yeah, and then they have a Spider-Man Ring
on the movie.
Oh, okay.
So about that. Yeah, it is based on the movie because it's the Universal monsters. So
yeah, in the book he looked more normal.
Yeah,
and he could talk eloquently.
Yeah, because it's more like the Twilight Zone thing than or philosophical thing than the horror thing, right?
Yeah,
it's just philosophy was scary back then.
Philosophy's scary now to some people, to most people. That's why they don't think about it. Jay's like, hey.
No, sorry, that wasn't for you. That was.
Got it.
So you do remind me of that one episode of Daria where the guy dies and like everyone keeps coming up to Daria like, how do you deal with like thinking all the time?
What did she say?
No, she says,
let me think about it.
No, it's not exactly like that, but basically that's what it boiled down to. Basically, people keep telling her it really makes you think. When Jane breaks it down to Daria, like what they're saying is, you look unhappy, like thinking about this makes me unhappy, and you look unhappy all the time, so you must think all the time. So how do you deal with thinking?
Yeah.
It's a good episode. The Misery Chick. You should check it out. It's free on Paramount Plus and possibly on Amazon.
No, well, there you go. So yeah, if you want to get down with Fantastic Forum, do what the intern said. Go to fantasticforum.live, and you can either, if you want to be right now, you'll be the fourth member of Fantastic Forum because Joe dipped out. Hit the call-in button. You could be the fourth member of Fantastic Forum, or we'll take your comments directly out of chat and bring them into the show. Such as Tiger Claw there, who says, "You guys seen the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 trailer?" I have not, even though I heard it was pretty good. Oh, and there it is. Tiger Claw has the link into chat. So if you're happy to
Twitch chat.
yeah, you happen to be in Twitch chat, or you want to go to YouTube, either way, we'll see it. We'll bring them into the show. Yeah, Oz, Mo, have either of you seen it?
I haven't seen it, but what I did see the trailer for was the Battle of Rohirrim.
Okay.
It's an anime version of a Lord of the Rings story.
Right. Yeah, no, absolute. Wait, we're gonna come right back to that. Jay, you seen the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 trailer?
Yes, I did. It looks really good. Like if the actual movie maintains the level of not having random people doing random shit in it as the trailer, then Tiger Claw's right. This is going to be peak cinema.
Not enough Whipple.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Not enough Whipple.
Yeah, I don't like him. So.
Damn.
Yeah.
You didn't like too much of him.
Good. No, I didn't like him at all. Like, what's he at? Not a goddamn thing.
Wow.
Which guy is this?
The dude
guy
from
in the Knuckles show.
Knuckles.
Oh. Yeah, I didn't like him.
Well, you didn't like him in Knuckles.
I don't think I like him at all, like as a person.
Mo's like, that's my enemy.
Like I saw the guy's face and I'm like, I don't think I like this guy.
That's too funny.
But I didn't hear. Did anyone else see the trailer?
No, none of us have seen it yet. Even though I did hear, like, the buzz I've heard so far has been pretty good generally. Like,
no, it looks good. Like,
yeah, and supposedly, like, it's Keanu, right, as Shadow, and so
he
like,
sounds
people
great.
are like, yeah, that's what everybody's saying. They're like, dude, he sounds so good as Shadow, which I'm like, wow, okay. So that's cool. Not that I thought he would sound bad, but but they're like, he sounds especially good. And
no,
so
he does.
So listen, I just hope we get a better movie than the second one, which it's sounding like it's definitely a possibility. So
like with the trailer, the humans are the military who are directly connected to Shadow and Robotnik.
Okay.
Other than that, there's that other guy, the main guy. He's there for like a second. And everything else is just Sonic and Friends.
Okay.
So,
well, listen, we have
Amy
to wait
in the trailer. Although the rumors have been she's going to make an appearance. So we'll see what happens. But
yeah,
if the tone of the trailer is kept, and we're not doing some stupid shit like people having a wedding for some goddamn reason. Yeah, it's gonna be good.
We gotta wait for trailer 3 because I feel like this is like the first trailer where they try to like, okay, let's wrap them in, but then when they how they do, like they change the tone from like the first trailer to the second to the third, and like at some point they're gonna try to make these kids come, and I don't know.
I feel you.
Doesn't have to be all that honest.
Well, anyway. That dude always does those movies like the Hop or the Easter Bunny movie, Like he's always with the main actor, right? The dude that plays Cyclops.
Oh yeah. Marston, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what
that's true.
Stick.
It's a little bit of his wheelhouse. but he can do a lot. Like he's actually a pretty good actor, all things
No,
considered.
there's another guy I don't like, but
Oh, you don't like him either? Damn.
no, I'm playing.
All right, cool. So, but yeah. Oh, what were you gonna say, Jay?
Tiger Clan Chad is saying Sonic 3 is going up against Mufasa the same weekend. I'm not going to see Mufasa.
No, why not?
I have no interest in seeing it. Why would I want to, like, for one thing, I don't care about the Mufasa's journey to being dead.
Well, we're going to review it on the show that week.
Yeah, I'm not.
Sure, we're gonna have to force the show to watch Mufasa.
One, I don't care about his journey, and two, why would I want to watch a bunch of like deadpan, expressionless animals?
Yeah, I was just
like,
about to say
about
live action Lion King didn't do good. Am I wrong?
It made money. No one liked it, but enough people saw it that it made enough money to bring Beyonce onto the prequel.
She's in the prequel?
Yeah, she's going to be a Mufasa.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I'm not going to watch it.
Damn. What did Beyonce do to you?
She's an Illuminati. That's how the movie got made, even though people didn't like it.
She's an Illuminati.
But it's also got Seth Rogen.
In this,
yeah, but I didn't like him either.
We live in a world where people think a black woman could actually be allowed in the Illuminati. Like, that's not what the Illuminati does.
I don't think you know what the Illuminati does.
Oh, okay. Right, okay, I forgot. You all are
more about money and power and influence.
Beyonce does have influence.
Okay.
And also, they don't exist.
Okay. So with that said, we should go ahead and Mo, the Rohirrim.
No,
that was it. I saw the trailer.
You don't want to tell us what you thought about it?
I mean, it looks amazing. Makes me, makes me hate the Rings of Power trailer I just saw. It's like,
what for the next season of the show?
Yeah.
Oh.
It just looks better. Like, it's gonna be a better movie. It's gonna be more in line with the Peter Jackson stuff. And I think he's producing it or whatever. And then it's like, I kind of came to peace with the Rings of Power stuff, but when I watch it, I still get that like blood boiling again. And it's not the black elves. Like,
what is with the?
I'm not doing it.
Who's
am
doing
I doing
that?
it?
I don't know, but I'm just like, what is happening?
Like, I was shooting my hand.
He's trying to watch the trailer.
No,
I can't click it.
I was fidgeting and it kept hitting the button. Like the cursor was right over that, and the thing I'm fidgeting with, the thing I'm fidgeting with is hitting the button.
Okay. Like, it's okay. I just was like, what is happening, and why won't we stop it? Because this should not be happening on. I'm like, no, like we're mad buggy, but we're not that mad buggy where we're just like.
I blame you, Larry. You jinxed it.
What?
You jinxed it.
You
were going good.
We were going very smoothly. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
But
anyway.
Yeah, I don't like. I like Rings of Power, but I still get angry when I see it.
Got it.
Like, you're not supposed to be able to tell the dwarf women from the men. They should look like two men kissing when they kiss.
Is that what you want?
Well, that's what makes it funny, because everybody's so angry about the black elf. So
right.
It's like, yeah, but you should be angry about, like, you could be both misogynistic and racist. But you're also correct in the story, if you're mad at the right part,
right.
Mm-hmm.
But I did actually see the trailer for Lord of the Rings, War of the Rohirrim, and yeah, it's like a prequel joint, and yeah, it does look good. I mean, it looks pretty interesting. So, and I love Lord of the Rings stuff. So if you want to give me more, I'll take it.
Like,
yeah.
But at least I thought I liked anime till I watched this Rick and Morty thing.
Oh, there it is. I guess we're gonna talk about it, huh? Let's do it.
You know, we can defer.
Like he caught you off guard, Jay. Caught you off guard.
Also,
no, more about gel coat. When the fourth round would...
Don't you call
does it look good already? Oh. Jumbo Scampi for limited.
All right. Rick and Morty, the anime, premiered recently. Who wants to tell us about this joint, about Rick and Morty, the anime? Nope, not everyone at once. I need you all. Decorum. Decorum.
Like, I don't want to talk. Like, I don't want to tell you what happens just because I'm not 100% sure myself.
Yeah.
Like, each episode, and there were only 2, it feels like you're missing like the first half of the episode. Like, Morty's in the video game for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
And then Space Beth is fighting the Federation. And that's the first 2 episodes of Rick and Morty, the anime.
The end.
That's all I got out of it. Did you get more?
Well, look, that's a fair question. Oz, you're a pretty big Rick and Morty fan, right? Oz, did you get more out of the first episode or 2?
Nah, I didn't even watch them.
Oh, jeez. Oz is like, nah. He's like,
I'm gonna wait for them all to come out, and then I'm just gonna watch them all at once.
I mean, that's very viable.
That's what I was gonna do with season 7, and I forgot it came out.
Wait, is that a new
Rick and Morty?
Or is that like last year?
I think it's last year, but I watched it. Like I watched half of it today.
I will say Aeon Flux is a lot better that way.
What do you mean?
Yeah, like watching them
It's
all.
better when you watch it all at once.
At once, yes, I agree with you.
Because
I am.
Again, each episode feels like you're missing the first half of the episode. But for some reason, when you watch it all at once, everything makes sense.
Gotcha.
So that might be the case with Rick and Morty, the anime.
Does it follow along with like
No.
after season? Okay.
Wait.
It kind of. I feel like it kind of does in a sense.
Don't let Joe answer that question without you finishing it. You should finish the question, then let Jay say what he's gonna say, so we can tell you that he's wrong.
Mojo, he can figure out what I'm gonna say.
No, Joe. Look,
It
Joe don't watch Rick and
matter.
Morty.
Like, it doesn't follow anything.
Does it take place after the end of the last season?
I
Or
don't
is it
think
just
it
like
does.
random story?
Like,
No, I think it takes place in between like episodes of like season 6. Because there's that
I'm
like
not even.
there's that one episode where it is like, oh, Morty's stuck in the Morty a Life Well Lived or whatever, and he's in a video game in that.
yeah, but this is a different game.
Oh, never mind then.
Yeah, I don't think it's in the same continuity. Like it's probably, or I won't say continuity, but it might be a different like
Universe.
like a different universe.
Universe.
Yeah.
I
So
don't need no bootleg Rick and Morty.
That's literally what it feels like. It's a bootleg Rick and Morty.
well,
None of the characters sound like each other. They don't
like sound like how they do in the
yeah, they don't interact like each other.
Well, it is different voice actors for the English cast.
What it is, it's a huge waste of time and money.
Yeah, they could be working on season 8. What's
Right. Like I
I'll
want
be honest. Like, there is an audience for Rick and Morty, the anime. Like,
I think so too.
that I definitely know.
those
I
people
don't know
do not
that I'm
belong
in
in
the
society.
audience, but there's definitely an audience out there for this.
You know, I might go along with that if season 7 didn't come out a year ago.
Did season 7 come out a year ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, the last episode was December of 2023.
Well, it's a different
That's
team.
That's not
And
a
they
year
were working
ago.
on this since like
No, but
uh,
it's 10 episodes. It
2006.
came out like in September.
The first episode was October 15th,
Okay, never mind.
and
That's
then
not a
the
year.
last one was December 17th.
That wasn't worth stepping on Jay's thought. Sorry, Jay.
Saying, they started this like animation in general, whatever, it takes about 2 years. So this would have been this would have been in
Production.
a few years ago, like
Yeah.
6 or 5, like 5 or 6.
I can animate that show in on my iPad. Like that shit don't look very animated.
Come on, man.
Like I seen more
That's not-
dynamicism from South Park.
I'm looking at the trailer. It's not like the art is high quality animated.
Like,
especially for
you
anime.
should hate it because there's no. It's so flat. There's no cheekbones or anything in it.
There's like all their teeth have like giant gaps in between them.
It's like an anime version.
Like they
of
look like they
Rick
have
and Morty.
Look, I want it to look like Ninja Scroll if it's gonna take 2 years. This ain't anime.
Okay.
This is bootleg anime. It's like watching like Dead Leaves or something, some French shit. And I like Dead
Wasn't
Leaves.
French.
No, but
Was
like
it?
when the French try to do the anime.
Like Motherfuckers was French.
Yeah, but that was better.
Yeah.
Dude, that was so good.
Yeah.
Man.
This isn't that. Yeah.
No, this is not that. I will agree with you on that.
Yeah, I don't like when they talk and like there's just little points for teeth. That's weird.
Oh, you should have watched it.
No,
I'll be honest.
Yeah,
I don't
that way
like
we could
when-
actually want to listen to what you're
Oh.
saying.
I should have watched something I don't like.
Right, so that we could actually have a conversation.
I could
about
say
it.
that to you damn near every show.
But I read and I do what we need to do it. You didn't watch it.
Listen, what were you gonna say, Jay?
Now, speaking of watching, I know I started off with the dub, but I couldn't take it.
The dub of what?
Rick and Morty, the anime.
Well, they actually have the Japanese.
Yeah, I had
Oh.
to switch like halfway through the first episode. Like,
Oh, so it wasn't even made for us.
no, it's legit an anime. Like,
All right, yeah.
aired in Japan, brought to, and might be talking out of my ass, but
No,
I don't know if it's being simulcast there or if it came out first there and it came here.
Mm-hmm.
But I know the dub is really bad. In my opinion, in my humble opinion.
Oh, interesting.
And I had to switch to Japanese in order to get through it.
And you just went and read the subtitles.
Yeah.
Man, and for half an hour. You couldn't do
Hmm?
it for you couldn't listen to the
Dub, yeah, for like
the dub
whole
for
half
half
hour.
Sheesh. And so is it that it was just different than the original
One different, but two, it just didn't look good. Like it felt really off.
like the mouth matching type stuff? Is that what you're talking about? Like the
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Listen, I will say this. Like, this show is definitely different than Rick and Morty. At the same time, there are a lot of elements there that, like, if you've been watching Rick and Morty, it feels to me like you're not going to be confused in regards to, like, who characters are or what their motivations are necessarily.
And that's another thing. My old
Mhm.
man, like, got in the way because it's like part of me does respect them for like realizing everyone knows who Rick and Morty, like what Rick and Morty is and who the characters are.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like you need to introduce your characters, and like they don't do that like at all. Like they're legit like do it as a season of Rick and Morty. Like, you know who these people are. And part of me is like, no, you don't get to do that. You have to introduce your characters. And
but
I don't feel like they do that.
Let me ask you this question though. When you think about it from an anime perspective, does an anime usually tell you everything that you need to know about a character in that first half hour?
Yes.
I don't think that's true. Usually?
Name the anime that doesn't. Like Hunter x Hunter. We got a kid, looks up to his father, was an adventurer, and everything he's doing is to pursue his father's dream, despite his mom wanting him to just be him. Like, you get all that in the first episode. Yu Hakusho, Delinquent, Heart of Gold. You get that first episode. Like, you get what you need to know about him in that first episode.
It's almost like opening scene, like he sacrificed himself almost, even though he's a douche.
I could go through all, like, tons of anime. Like, which ones are you saying that don't do that?
I feel like I'm thinking about, like, say maybe like a Gundam, or even like, I'm not even sure that that's the case for, like, say a oh geez, what's the popular joint with the
Dragon Ball?
demons? No, with the demon sister. Demon Slayer.
Demon Slayer. Oh, no, you get everything in that first half hour in Demon Slayer.
Yeah?
You have a kid that's got an extra good sense of smell, like extra normal sense of smell, who loves his family and is heartbroken about not being there when they needed him and not dying with them. Like, you get all that in the first episode.
Yeah, but I guess that's not like, that isn't, that's the situation, but that's not like, there's definitely more to that character than just the situation that they're in, right?
Like what?
Like who they are as a person. And
no,
like,
you get that. Like I said, a guy who loves his family and would fight to keep them. Like,
in the debate of finding every anime and see if they do or don't, this one doesn't, right?
Yeah. No, I would agree that it's not like it gives you, it doesn't lay out like, oh, hey, this is Morty and why he is the way he is. But what I'm saying, and more so than anything, is I'm not sure that that's how anime usually goes. But then on top of that too, it's like, I don't know that that's how Rick and Morty goes either. Like, we kind of get like Rick and Morty, just the non-anime is like, it gives you, like, you learn stuff as you go about the people, their situation, their characters, or whatnot. And I feel like this,
in the first episode of Rick and Morty, you learn that Rick is a nihilistic asshole who will use his family in any way to get what he wants. And you learn that Morty is basically a puppet. And they evolve over time, but you get who they are in that first episode.
And you don't feel like this gave you those beats in the first episode of the anime?
No, I don't.
I mean, like,
I feel like they don't either, but I wasn't even looking for them per se. Like, like, I just wanted it to be good.
And
it wasn't.
What was it that made it not good for you, Mo?
I didn't like the voice acting. I didn't like the animation. Like, it was too simplistic. It looked like that episode of The Simpsons where they just Itchy and Scratchy, like they couldn't use Itchy and Scratchy anymore. They had to use the Russian versions. Like it looked like that.
Right.
Like it's super simple and like I seen better animation from like people mimicking the anime style, like your like your Last Airbender or like Boondocks,
Mm-hmm. Oh well, no.
and
I mean, listen, that Boondocks is high quality animation.
that's
though.
what I'm saying. But like anime knows how to cut corners and still give you high quality stuff, and this doesn't. I don't feel it gave me a high quality story, which I come to expect uh from Rick and Morty, and it didn't
Mhm.
give me high quality animation. So for me, it was a waste of time. Yeah,
Okay.
like there's no point in like why should this even exist? Yeah. So
I will say I don't mind any of the animation. Like the animation doesn't bother me. Like the voice acting for the dub does. But I didn't have any problems with the animation. It's mostly just the story where I'm like, it's not really doing it for me.
Okay.
And I'm part of my old man thing too, where I'm like, introduce yourself, introduce your characters.
Introduce yourself. Who are you,
especially
you
if it's an
whippersnapper?
anime, like they do the little pose and shit, like Team Rocket. Like every time somebody enters the screen, it's like team, they pose and the little rose or something in their hand. Yeah.
That's too funny. Okay.
Uh,
Well, shoot. I look. With that said, I mean, or does anybody have anything else they
I mean,
want to say
Larry,
about it?
did you like it, Larry? Like
I did
you
like it.
you defended it, so yeah, I guess you did.
No, I
like
did like it, and don't get me wrong. It's like it's different.
Yeah.
And I'm not certain, like if like it definitely doesn't fit neatly into like when I think of anime, I don't think of this.
Okay.
But at the same time, it's like some of the way that the story presents itself, or like some of the like even like some of the beats or whatever, like it feels anime-esque, so I can understand, why that's the route they go. I know that I was expecting something a little bit different, but when I got over that and just was like, oh, let me just like take this in for what it is, I was like, actually, like this is kind of cool, and I liked that it was like Rick and Morty stories, but it felt like to a degree like divorced from the lore of like the main series. Like it's one of those things where it was like, okay, cool. Like this is like if you watch Rick and Morty, you're not going to be lost for anything, but at the same time, it doesn't feel like it's necessarily I don't want to say intertwined because like it's like I'm not the kind of Rick and Morty fan that's like necessarily trying to dissect every episode. Like I'm happy to take in an episode that is like one and done, and like like a single serving of Rick and Morty, and be happy for it as long as it's done well. And I feel like most episodes of Rick and Morty fall into the done well category. But when I do get like the lore stuff, that's always cool too. Like, but I'm just happy to like take it for when it comes and when the creators want to give it to me versus like, I know there's some folks that are like, hey, whatever happened to, like, when are we going to get to this? I don't really feel that way. And so like the idea that this doesn't have that kind of baggage attached to it was kind of cool. And I appreciated it. And I felt like, okay, like, these folks are like just kind of exploring the mythos of Rick and Morty,
Yeah. I got comics for
Now,
that.
what I wanted to ask you, Larry,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to ask you this specifically.
Yeah.
Because I know you watched the X-Men anime series.
Right.
Like, And it's kind of like the same thing, like you kind of get anime take on an American property. How does this compare to like the X-Men anime? As far as like keeping in with the lore and with the characters and with like, just how would you compare the two? As far as being a good translation or interpretation of.
Right. I mean, honestly, I feel like if I'm making the comparison between the two, I feel like this this feels like a decent enough adaptation of Rick and Morty, where I'm like, okay, like just in the same way about it, that I felt like in regards to the X-Men. Now, for the X-Men anime, now I enjoy the X-Men anime more, but I think that's just because about me being a bigger X-Men fan than a Rick and Morty fan. And I just like seeing like, X-Men doing cool things. Now, the only thing that I would say is, like, I think that the X-Men anime definitely, when you think about, or at least from an American perspective, I'll put that out there too. From an American perspective, when you think about anime, the X-Men anime definitely delivered what I think a Western mentality on anime would be. Like maybe the folks that made the X-Men anime kept the Western audience in mind in regards to like the sensibilities when they're thinking about what anime is. And it was also made in a different time, right? Because that joint's what, 10, 15 years old now?
Yeah, it's definitely a different time.
Yeah. So it's like maybe anime, like what was and what wasn't anime then was a little bit more confined. In my mind, because I guess I'm an old man now. It's like when I think about what anime is, the X-Men anime is that, and Rick and Morty, the anime, is not what I think of when I like. If you're like, oh, let's watch some anime, and then you put on something that looks like Rick and Morty, the anime, I'm like, oh, that's not what I expected. It wasn't what I expected. And so it'd have been interesting to see something that would have been more in line with my, general expectations as a take on Rick and Morty. That would have been cool to see. But I'm not unhappy with what we got, just because at the end of the day, I like it. Like I think it's interesting. And I think like, even just like, like just little, like just small things that are like a little bit different, you know what I'm saying? Like a random summer, you know what I'm saying? That is like, alternate reality summer, and like it's like space summer, or the fact that, Home Chick got the same treatment as Bird Person did in the other universe, you know what I'm saying? What's Home Chick's name? Yeah. Like, like that's interesting. And it's one of those things where
Tammy,
thank you. If you like, you don't necessarily need to know anything about that whole story from the original Rick and Morty to just appreciate what it is. But if you do know, you're like, oh, like Tammy is the friggin' cyber bird person joint, like Tammy got, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool, So, and then you see that,
like in the
little
person cameo at the end.
That's what I say, like the after credits, right? You're like, oh, okay, like that didn't happen to Bird Person in this universe, So it's like that's cool. So yeah, I mean, like I think for those kinds of things, like it does the job, like where you're like, no, this is cool, like it's different, and like I said, it's kind of divorced from the continuity of all the ins and outs of the main series. So, but yeah, so let's rate Rick and Morty, the anime. It's time. Moses Magnum, what would you rate it?
2. 2 out of 5.
2.
Yeah.
2 out of 5. There it is.
I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna watch it, but but
you'll wait.
No, well, I'll probably just watch it as it comes out too. Like I've been Kite Man, but It's more of like just almost like a hate watching thing. Like, oh, this is terrible. Yeah, but because I still want to see, like, I still like it's like watching all those shorts. Only this is it's to me it's like watching one of those shorts that you're not invested in, but on longer format. Yeah, so it's like I
Okay.
still want to see it. Like, even if I don't like the style, the benefit of the shorts is that they're short and they're one off. Yeah, so it's like you can
Yeah.
pick and choose which ones you like, and in the things in the spirit of, like, exploring different sides of it with attached to the lore or detached in some parts. Like, that's kind of what I like about the comic book too. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, yeah, this is just another one of those things.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah.
Jay, what would you rate Rick and Morty the anime?
Honestly, I would give it a 2. But I think it's just not for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna keep watching it. I already paid for it. So I will keep watching, and it might end up being like Eon Flux, where once you have all the pieces together, it just kind of
Fits.
yeah.
Yeah. I do get that feeling from it too.
Right. And I didn't actually dislike anything enough to be like, oh, I can't watch this. Dub non excluded, or
Mm-hmm.
dub whatever. Fuck the dub. But yeah, I think it might just not be for me, but that's just going off the first 2 episodes.
Okay. I would go ahead and I'm gonna rate it 3.5. I liked it. Now it's not not the end all be all, but it's definitely, like, in my mind, it's definitely worth checking out, especially if you're a Rick and Morty fan. I think you might enjoy it. It's not, by no means is it the pinnacle of Rick and Morty, but it's fun. So I would say check it out. And Oz, what would you rate the review, buddy?
Oh, you guys are terrible. Nobody's
There it
convinced
is.
me to watch it. No, nobody's
Negative.
convinced me to watch it.
Right, but that's good
I mean-
because it's not good. Like, we didn't like it. We're convincing you not to watch it.
I think Lawrence liked it.
I did
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah.
But he's
I
not
don't
trying to
like-
get you to watch it. You wouldn't tell the Oz,
No.
you got to watch this.
No,
like,
it's not that good that I'm like,
Yeah.
you have to watch it.
Oh,
But
well then you
it,
guys
like,
did good.
Yeah,
if
5
you're
out of 5.
I apologize.
Yeah,
I apologize too because I didn't want to cut you off from your opinion at all, but we were kind of stepping on Jay, and he watched it. So
All right, you guys ready?
So,
You guys want to do some news?
News. No one said anything about it.
We should have a like current. Well, not like that,
News.
but like
Who brought in news? No.
we should go back to the Shazam bumper.
It's there. Well, it should be in the drive.
Yeah.
I'm not going
Yeah.
through all that.
I'll find it. Like,
That's
if you
what
want it,
you-
I'll put it up.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it, Jay. You got to go through the drive to find it, which is not. It's not hard. There's literally a Fantastic Forum folder, and then it says music, and then one of them
It
will
literally
say,
says it's
like-
was it segments? So it's like whatever segments we were having
Yeah.
in news, and
it's surprisingly well organized.
especially because Google Drive didn't let me upload it like in the way that it was organized, because Oz had organized it a certain way for the soundboard, and it didn't let me do that into the drive. So they are separated, but it we could use some tweaking or organization, but it was more organized before.
Taking Tugboat in chat says, thank God I watched y'all review. Saved me some money on whatever Adult Swim wants to charge. And that's what we're here for.
Yeah.
to give you our thoughts. Like, yeah.
Indeed.
Look,
Yeah.
Jay bought it, so you don't have to, because Jay bought it straight up on Prime.
That's true.
Yeah, I don't want to subscribe to Max right now if I don't have to. Like, I'd rather just buy the individual things.
Honestly,
Which
that's the way.
Some of them they sell.
Yeah.
Like, they sell Suicide Squad Isekai, but they won't sell Kite Man.
That's so weird.
So
I mean, I guess
that's
they're
what I'll
holding
be
it.
watching next.
They're probably
And
holding it because they
Suicide
want you
Squad.
to. Oh, good. Sorry.
Yeah, Suicide Squad is what I'll be watching next, and I will not be watching Kite Man until whenever.
There's a really, like, the last episode or second to last episode, latest episode is funny because one of the conjoined twin dudes, his name is Mo. And then it's like, I don't like how Mo's looking at me while I'm trying to hit on this lady. Like, he's taking away, he's like mentally cock blocking. You know, it tripped me out because I'm not usually, I don't, I hear Larry a lot in everything, but I never hear my name.
Yeah.
Like, in context like that, so it's like it's tripped me the fuck out. Like the whole episode, they like, and even like, because that dude's a conjoined twin and the dude's dead. So the Queen of Fables put her head on his body, so now she's conjoined with Mo, the mobster.
Oh, jeez.
So, yeah, it's a, and she, yeah. So now you got was it the lady from Abbott Elementary yelling at me in my name, like, you.
Oh yeah,
Ava, yeah. But it's I forget, Janelle James. Is that?
Yeah, that is. Yeah. I think that's it. Yeah,
she's friends.
She's hilarious. Is she really?
Yeah. I told my sister to tell her, like, not like friends, but they DM on Instagram.
Why?
My sister's been a fan of hers from when she was like a writer.
And that's so awesome.
She had a podcast, and then she just watched her like succeed in the stuff.
That's so doing. Awesome. Good for her.
So I told her, hey, tell her that I say she's killing it on Kite Man, and then she's like, she just gave her, oh yeah, thanks. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, people don't even know that she's on there because, like, well, you know, it's not a huge show, but
right,
like, it's a gig she took, and she's being appreciated for it. Now, and she's filling shoes because it was originally Wanda Sykes who was the voice.
Right.
So it's, you know, like I noticed a difference when I watched Kite Man, but like she adds another element to it, especially now that it's like she's just beheaded, like a head in a jar and finding bodies. Like,
listen, I'll say it, she's funnier than Wanda Sykes.
Oh yeah,
I'm not afraid.
I was a little annoying in that role, but this one's way better.
And it's not to say Wanda Sykes is unfunny. It's just Janelle James is funnier.
And especially like for the tone of this cartoon. Like, I think if it was a more toned down cartoon, Wanda Sykes would have kept being better. But now, like, what's gone on with Queen of Fables and her just not having a body, you know, but also because she is like a fairy tale person, she's immortal. So it's like,
right.
Like, her finding a body is a running gag, and it's hilarious. Like, she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna kill Josh's mom and take her body. I want those abs."
That was funny.
Becomes a substitute teacher or some shit, and then kills the kid's mom.
Yeah.
I got soccer mom body now. And then when they're at the spa and like the big like karate spa masseuse, she takes that body and beats the fuck out of everybody. That's so good. But yeah, that's not news.
No. So this isn't news necessarily, or at least it's old news. You know, I didn't know because I didn't pay close attention to the Eisners.
And it's new to you,
right? This past Comic-Con, but the Transformers book on Skybound got the best continuing series award. Like, they won, which is amazing because I mean that's like pretty much the most prominent Eisner. But the story that I was like kind of blown away by, that I was just like, wow, like what? Like in May, the like Transformers outsold every DC book, which includes Batman, which I was just like, that's crazy. Just because it's like, I mean, don't get me wrong, comics don't sell in the way that comics used to sell. We all know this. But there's kind of like staples where it's like, okay, like what you know is you're not going to sell more than this, that, and the other, you know? But Transformers, which of course is a fantastic property, but is not necessarily like, there have been plenty of iterations of Transformers as a comic.
Well, wasn't selling out more than Batman when it was at IDW. And I said to, you know, I'm not talking bad about IDW.
No.
You know,
but right, and that's the whole point, right? Yeah. Like, and even when Dreamwave, which it was super hot then,
yeah,
it wasn't selling more than Batman at that time, though.
Yeah,
but yeah, like
I mean, that was a good time for Batman too.
right, and that's what I'm saying. Where, you know, and don't get me wrong, like here's the thing: Batman comics aren't bad right now.
No, but like when Dreamwave was doing their thing, that's like around the time Hush started happening with Jeff Loeb and Jim Lee, and that threw a breath of fresh air into it a lot. Yeah,
right. But yeah, so I was just like, wow, like I didn't realize that. Like I knew that book was successful because it's awesome. And like there's buzz, like, you know, when in comic book circles, you hear people talk about it periodically, you know, which is like, at least for me, that's how I know, right? Like when people mention it. But you know, that was one aspect that I was just like, that blew me away, just because I'm like, I understand, like, I'm not saying like, you know, this, like what we're getting right now, and we've had this conversation kind of, or been on the outskirts of this conversation, like DC Comics isn't at its best right now. You know, it's like, we know that, you know. Oh, damn, Oz, I didn't mean to look. Look, Oz was like, I'm out. No, I'm joking. No, I'm sure something happened to his computer or whatever, because he didn't just.
Like Nightwing won an Eisner. Nightwing won an Eisner this year.
Right.
So that should be fine.
Should be fine. Okay. But, you know, like we know that, you know, like, and look, and I would say the same thing, like, honestly, I would say the same thing about Marvel. Like, I don't know that Marvel's necessarily doing its best work right now either. Well, in pockets. Yeah. It depends on where you go, right? In pockets, but not generally.
Well, I do feel from going to the comic book store for 3 weeks straight now, I do feel there is a little bit of I think they're trying to simplify everything. Like I think they're trying to actually get new readers.
100%. Like Marvel's going back to basics right now. Yeah, that's the editorial edict from the top. Like, make it all accessible. You know, and don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not mad at that. Like, it's just one of those things. Like, in my mind, I'm like, there's a way to do it, right? Yeah. Where it's like, you know, and
well, just imagine, like, let's say, like, with Game of Thrones being successful, and then all of a sudden, George R. R. Martin starts writing a different way because people don't like to read long form as it is. But you know, you're trying to sell books, you know, like, how would that work for George R. R. Martin? You know,
exactly.
And for a better word, I mean, it's happening whether I like it or not. Like, I really wish I wasn't too stupid to read the Jonathan Hickman stuff. Like, I miss it, you know, what I understood. I miss now reading these X-Men books.
Yeah. Right. And so
you should be happy too.
Who, me?
The Hip Hop Family Tree. You, Mayor. The Hip Hop Family Tree Omnibus 1.
I am happy about that. That was a good book. Why would I not be?
Oh, okay. Never mind.
He likes hip hop.
Yeah, but you didn't read it.
I did read it.
You lied to us all. Or you omitted information from us all.
I mean,
I'm happy too.
Why are you happy?
Black Sad Volume 7 won.
Oh, Black Sad?
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah, Hip Hop Family Tree was Ed Piskor's posthumous win at the Eisners
Mm-hmm.
after he
Is
killed
he
himself.
dead?
Yeah, he killed himself because of
killed
internet
him?
bullying. Yeah,
Oh man, that's
yeah,
terrible.
yeah. Some chick accused him of being, the shit chicks do nowadays with the Me Too stuff, and like his own friend
I
that he
just
does a
saw Me Too
podcast with.
music.
Like he's like, I'm not working with him anymore. Like his own friend didn't like have his back, and then he like that happened on the Sunday, and then killed himself on the Monday. And now like he's all, oh, my friend,
I'm not
my
laughing.
friend, my friend died and all this because now everything got retracted or not fully retracted, but there was no investigation and some shit got taken back. It's like we didn't want this, but they were fucking with him and now he's dead.
Wait, but did he do it or didn't he do it, or does no one know?
No one knows for sure. Like,
Oh, okay.
he left in a suicide note. He detailed all the things that he was being accused of. It's like, nah, I was literally like, you might have taken it that way, but that's not what I meant. But now the whole internet's accusing me, and my own friends don't want to work with me, and
Right.
So he explained like when some of the accusations he like addressed like the incidents in his suicide
in his suicide note. Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Sometimes
now
you
Jim
just gotta
Rugg
hold on.
is walking around cashing in on like, oh yeah, I was his friend till the end and shit. Like I don't know if he's saying that, but he's cashing in on the stuff they worked in together. They did, He's at his table at the conventions now with the family. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, like, and that's the thing. Like to me, I would spit in his face. Like as an Ed Piscor fan, I'll spit in his fucking face.
That's on the family though. The family.
Yeah, all right, that's fine. Yeah. But they respect Ed Piscor a certain way. I respect him a different way. His friend turned his back on him, 2 days before he killed himself. Yeah.
Yeah, I hear that.
Man, that sucks.
Yeah. You guys better not do that shit to me.
Hey man, don't molest girls.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that either.
Look, it's simple. It's simple. Don't molest nobody. We won't even ever be in the situation. I got your back, no matter. Look, I got your back. You know this, but please don't put me in a mess up situation.
Like, yeah, we and Larry were hanging out, and
right. Look, I got your back. You know this. Like, look, I want to support you, but don't put me in a mess up situation. You know what I'm saying?
CK's friends.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like, my guy, you invited chicks into a room and pulled your penis out. Like, what are we supposed to do about that? Like, listen, it's not that we don't like you. It's that you did a crummy thing, dude. Like, we can't be like, oh, that was okay. So what do you want us to do now? Like, we're not saying you're Weinstein.
Be my friend, but then be my friend, but call me out on my bullshit.
Yeah, low key, like his friends would have been like, yeah, how, like, hey, don't let her into your house, because he offered her. Part of the thing was he offered her a place to stay while she's at, doing a convention circuit, and that's one of the things that he people helped him when he was starting out. So he's like, that's how I know how to help people. I have an extra room here, and she took that partly the wrong way, but I mean, I don't know. There's 2-3 sides to every story, so.
Right.
I only know from watching his podcast a lot and reading what he wrote as a person, not just his fiction.
Yeah.
I was a fan of the person,
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
So it's a little sad and angering to see how it all went down.
Here's what I will tell you. One thing, and this is one of those things where I know I wholeheartedly believe it's I value friendship, and it's you two people here are my friends, and it's nothing that you all would do I think could change that, because I love you both like that. At the same time, it's if you do some foul stuff, I'm definitely going to mess around and call you on foul stuff, but I'm not going to say anything to the public that I haven't said to you first. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say nothing to the public that I haven't messed around and said to you like, hey, listen, talk to me here. Like, what did you do and why did you do this? Because it's like we'll have had the conversation first. Like, I'm not like, because I have no problem. Like, if I mess around and walk out onto the street and somebody is like, hey, what do you think about what Joe did with such and such and such and such? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, the first time I'm hearing about it is then. I'll no comment that until I have a conversation with Joe. Easy. And if that just like, if they're like, hey, you were like no comment, it's like, I didn't know anything about it because I hadn't talked to Joe. Let me talk to Joe. You know what I'm saying? I don't know nothing about it because I haven't talked to Mo yet. Let me talk to Mo. And then when I talk to Mo, then you can have a comment. Because like I will have no problem like talking to you all and be like, what happened? Let me hear it. Because I look, if y'all tell me something, I'll believe you all because I don't think y'all would lie to me because you all respect me in the same way I respect you. I wouldn't mess around and tell you all some BS. So, but man, it's messed up, man. It's unfortunate that it turned out the way that it did. And, because Lord knows it's like suicide isn't the answer, man.
Yeah, no, I watched it because it happened WonderCon weekend. You know? So, and I remember like, there's a dude I know and meeting him, and then right after that, like right when I got home, I see his like Twitter like status updates, like I stand with Jim Rugg and distancing myself from this guy, and it's like and I'm like they all piled on with it within minutes, they
chose a side,
and
it's one of those things where
the
it's
thing is like the dude worked with him on the podcast. It's like if he left, everybody thinks that's for a reason,
right?
Instead of saying no comment or just staying quiet till everything gets figured out. But yeah, everybody piled on and then
go talk to the person.
Right. But he didn't do what you would do, Larry. So or maybe he knows something we don't,
Maybe I don't know. That's the thing. Like, because right, if you were there, you don't maybe, you made your own judgment, right? But at the same time, it's like, listen, what I'm not gonna do too is mess around and watch you all do something that I think is gonna be detrimental. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know me, I'll be the first one to be like, hey man, what you doing?
I mean, even from an ethical level, you're like, hey, man, you sure you want to be doing that right now? Like,
hey, man, it's a bad look. You might want to think twice about this, man. I'm telling you, you shouldn't do that. That's a bad look.
Yeah. And that's
and that's the way, like, you knew where I stood right from the beginning. I told you before you did it that you shouldn't do it. So you can't be mad at me if I'm like, yeah, man, I'd look. I don't know why he did that.
Yeah.
It was a bad look.
But the quick turn after his death is what really like put my mind in that state where it's like, okay, now he's hanging out. Yeah, now he's like,
you're
my
not
friend's dead. My friend's
right.
Like, man,
Right. No, I hear that. That.
So,
go ahead, Jay.
Oh, no, you go ahead.
No, please.
I'll
after you,
go
friend.
ahead.
Oh, damn it! See, look, we lost it. Moses got it.
Space Usagi's daughter Akemi is getting her own little short story. They're doing a collective edition from I believe Dark Horse, Space Usagi stories. So they're doing a hardcover and a trade paperback version, and she's gonna have her own solo story that's brand new.
Usagi's in space.
Space Usagi was I want to say
it's like a mini series or like a
graphic novel mini series about Usagi, but in the future.
Yeah, and, you got time displaced.
It was
like Samurai Jack.
No, he didn't. No, he wasn't time displaced. He was just Usagi in the future.
Oh,
it was like a future story, and he is. I forget the exact everything that happened, but it is him in space with laser swords and blaster pistols, like ray guns. I know he's not displaced because he actually does end up meeting Usagi at one point and giving him like some future tech to help him fight his enemies.
Yeah.
So
Tiger Claw knows a little bit about it, I guess, too. Look.
He does. He is not a big Usagi fan, but big enough. Like he's turtle adjacent enough for him to like follow.
Yeah. Well, because didn't Space Usagi come out in one of the cartoons? Or was it just regular Usagi?
I'm gonna say no.
Just regular.
Just regular. Okay.
I feel like if it came out in a cartoon, I probably would know.
Well, maybe the ones that you didn't like.
Oh,
Yeah,
that could be true.
But you watched all of them, even the ones you didn't like, right?
I watched most of the Ninja
The only
Turtle
ones you
cartoons.
didn't watch was Rise.
Oh, okay, here's what it is.
That might be true, actually.
There was a pilot for a Space Usagi cartoon that never got picked up.
Oh, damn, Tiger Claw.
I always like when I was a kid, I always wanted Bucky O'Hare to be his descendant, but he wasn't.
Bucky O'Hare. I remember that.
That was a good cartoon.
It was interesting. I mean, it was interesting. I'll leave it at that.
The pilot was produced by the same company as produced the TMNT cartoon. Let me find the link. Yeah, so she's getting her own story. And that should be out in the next month or two.
Oh, Space Usagi's a woman?
No.
Dude, Larry.
She's talking about his daughter. His daughter Kimmy is getting a series.
Oh,
is getting her own standalone story, like a one shot in that trade paperback that they're releasing. So it's like an unreleased story of her that they're putting in there.
I'm sorry, Heck.
Even Heck's like, damn, Larry. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Heck.
Like we're supposed to be doing a show here. Like we talk
I was trying to figure out.
I gave the link, but there's nothing we can do with it. Because our chat is
we can't do links in that chat. You're right.
But thank you, Tiger Claw.
Look, for the audience,
Twitch can click on it though. Twitch chat can.
If you're on Twitch, click on it. Yeah,
I should be doing the show on Twitch.
We are
technically. We're just not using Twitch as the
chat.
Yeah, Oz really did take off, man. I feel bad.
Listen, that's why. No, you did. What did you say to him?
Well, I told him that he should have watched the show if he's going to talk about it because he was like stepping over Jay's comments. And, I did apologize.
Claw, put it in our Discord. Thank you, Tiger Claw.
Thank you, Tiger Claw. Appreciate you, buddy. But yeah, man. No. I mean, listen, I'm almost certain with the way that it disconnected that Oz had like some kind of internet issue because if he had just
or he might have to gone back to work.
Oh, did he have to work this evening?
I don't know, but I know that when he does, he leaves.
Yeah, but he doesn't leave like you, Joe.
Yeah,
he leaves like a normal person and says goodbye.
Hey guys, I'm gonna head out. I'll see you guys. Peace. Yeah,
not all the time. If we're in the middle of talking, he'll leave.
Oh, but he'll leave a text in the pre-production.
Jay, listen.
Oh,
Jay,
he is.
You don't.
Fuck you, Mo.
It's just you. It's just you. I mean, just you, Jay. You're the only one that mess around and just dip. You're like 8:30 out. Out. Like, damn it, Joe. Give us 15 minutes.
So I know it's not exactly comic book related.
Yeah, go for it.
But Zoe Kravitz had a movie come out recently. Now, originally, the title for the movie was Pussy Island. But Pussy Island was the original title for this movie.
No.
But she had to change it because the MPAA would not give her any promotional materials if it was called Pussy Island. And it turns out that a lot of women would not go see a movie called Pussy Island.
It's because they think it's porn.
No, they just don't like the word pussy for.
No, it's because they think it's.
No, they don't. Like you'd be surprised how many women have told me that they don't like that word.
Zoe was told that women don't like the word pussy.
So what word do women like? They like vajayjay?
Yeah, or special flower. I don't know. I never asked them what they like. I just
special. See, well that's where we're messing up.
They prefer kitty.
kidding.
What do I care? I'm married, and I call it whatever. I call it delicious. That's all. You know.
So
I don't give a fuck what they. Well, I don't. If I'm not married to you, I don't give a fuck what we call it. You know.
What does your wife like it to be called?
She likes me to be quiet.
I'm not mad at that. Hey, I do. I'm with you, brother. I feel you.
Yeah.
So
I do say fuzzy lap flounder every now and then. And that's what she tells me to be quiet.
So in any case, it's called Don't Blink now.
It's called what?
Blink Twice.
No! Pussy Island? Blink Twice was Pussy Island?
Yeah.
Now I'm picturing it's a pussy blinking at me. Twice.
Should get that checked.
No, that's a squeeze box, man. You love that. You gotta love that squeeze box, man.
I don't want the blink.
The Who wrote a song about it.
I feel like if it blinks, that means like there's something in there.
That means it does have to work for you. Like, like you can't. That's called pussy control. They wrote a song about it in the 80s.
She is married to Channing, and he is great in the movie.
Wait, Zoe Kravitz is married to Channing Tatum?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, good for him. He's very lucky.
Yeah,
I did not know that.
Hey,
did that happen recently?
Yeah, I think he left his pregnant wife for her.
Oh, did he really?
Nah, I don't think so, but she might have given birth already. But yeah.
Wait, what? Wait,
like he had a whole family with kids already.
Right, but that doesn't mean that. Like, did she break up his home?
Oh,
or
no, I don't think
they're home together, or did they get divorced and then they met? Like, what?
I think they got divorced and met.
Yeah.
Okay, well then why are you trying to put Zoe Kravitz in some craziness?
I don't know. I put Channing Tatum in it. Like he's the one that left.
Well, no, but people leave for whatever reasons. Like we don't know,
right?
Like,
but like Zoe Kravitz could be a good reason for Channing Tatum.
I saw his daughter, and it's not Zoe's.
Yeah, no, she's like Asian.
Wait, what? Wait, so Channing Tatum's first wife was an Asian woman?
Hollywood Asian.
What does that mean?
That means
white.
Yeah, but with with squinchier eyes.
Oh, see, listen. See, so this is the point where I'm like, y'all should not do this. It's a bad look. This is a bad look.
At least there's
I just wanted to talk about the movie.
Yeah.
I wasn't bringing up real life shit. I was just talking about the movie.
Listen,
and how she ended up changing it because of pressure from the MPAA and the fact that
that's
women
bullshit
were saying
too. I mean,
it's not though.
It's not bullshit, but from someone like me, like I would hate it. Like I would hate to be in her position. Like if that's what I like.
Well,
my story, like I gotta change it. You know,
Zoe Kravitz being put out that she can't call a movie that's going to be released into theaters in wide release, Pussy Island, is a picture perfect demonstration of somebody being like second generation like fame. Like that's like that really like it's like, oh, okay, like you've never lived in the real world. I get it.
No,
like,
but there's no reason she can't be an artist either.
She basically was saying she was trying to take the word back.
Yeah.
But
it doesn't no. It's not that. It's not realistic. Like legit. Like nobody here.
From now on, we're taking the word back too. From now on, Fantastic Forum is now called Pussy Posse.
Here's
I heard no objections.
Here's the messed up part. Pussy Posse is still a better name than Fuck by Force. So I think I'm okay with it. I'm just like, listen, as long as we're not trying to be fucked by force, I think I'm okay. I'm just like, Jesus. I was like, please don't call yourselves that in any incarnation, whether it's like the show, the band, none of it. Like that, like, no, not by force. Not by force. So But yeah, you can't. Come on, man. Like you can't. Like you're trying to get your movie released in wide distribution, and you're trying to call it Pussy Island. And here's the thing: I haven't seen that movie. Blink twice. I'm not planning on it. Not because it looks bad.
It's pretty good.
Well, there you go. It looks good.
You can watch it.
I believe you, but I don't. It doesn't feel like my kind of movie.
You should watch the first.
I will say that yes. I don't think it's your kind of movie.
Yeah,
but you could watch it. It's not offensive to the point where you would like. There's not enough gore in it for you to be like, "Oh, I just couldn't watch this."
Now, let me say this to you all, though.
His pinky bitten off.
Let me say this.
Stabbings.
Oh, of course. Let me say this to you, though, Jay, or let me ask you this question. Does it make more sense for that movie since you've seen it? Because in my mind, I feel like this is the case, but you tell me if I'm right or wrong. Does it make more sense for that movie to be called Blink Twice or Pussy Island?
Oh, Blink Twice is a better title. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's all I'm saying. Where it's like you're like she's just trying to push an envelope. It's like, and I get it.
Down, you're trying to keep women down.
No. I'm not trying to keep no women down. I'm just saying that I get it. If the movie's called Pussy Island, there are gonna be a lot of people like, what? Like, like P Island. Like, what is that? They're not even gonna be able to say it. And because they can't say it on TV, they're gonna cover it. And so I get that aspect of it. But it's like, come on, man. Like, what are you doing? Zilla says, but Pussy Island has mystery. No, it doesn't. Nobody's wondering what's happening on Pussy Island. Nobody says that.
But think about it. Like, they're trying to escape and they have to hit the magic button to escape, and they're all looking for the magic button.
The magic button.
The spot to get off of the island.
If you don't hit the right spot, you can't get off.
Right, yeah. And then the humidity changes and everything. Like, I think I'm gonna make Pussy Island with those concepts.
There it is. Anyway, okay. We gotta do they'll never find it, says Big Man 24/7. What a big man. Good to see you. That's too funny. So listen, we gotta do a review. We need to transition into a Disney comic. This feels like a great segue. Let's do it. Let's talk about our next review.
Comic book review.
Comic book
like
review.
Well, not like that, but like.
Indeed. All right. Moses Magnum, I'm going to ask you to talk to us about what if Donald Duck became Wolverine.
So in the spirit of What If, kind of like the show that you guys saw, but before that there were comics, and they used to be what if like they would retell big stories like what if the Punisher never went after Spider-Man, or what if the Punisher became Captain America, like kind of like the Winter Soldier story, like Captain America died but Punisher became, there's that. There's a what if like somebody else got the Phoenix Force, or so they used to do a whole series of that after, like, maybe about 3 times a year after an event. And then now that Disney is less shameless about owning Marvel, they're doing the Disney character stuff. So you got what if Donald Duck became Wolverine, and I this is something I would normally, well, don't get me wrong, like, I don't like it, but I don't hate it either. And, but it's something I'd be like, but I buy it anyway because I just like the cover. Like, look at even like not so much the marshmallows, but like the cross hatching, like it's old school comic stuff, like. And so it's like they really took like all these little shading techniques around here, like they took time to do it like an homage with like even almost a style of art. So like that's worth $5 for me, And so in the story it is Hawkeye Mickey trying to get Wolverine to come out of like being lazy. Donald Duck Wolverine being lazy. So, and then he gets Goofy Hulk, and he paints himself gray because Donald Duck doesn't like the color green. It drives him nuts. It's Larry's fault. Like, I bought it. I didn't even want to read it. Like, I let Larry look through it. He's like, "Oh, we're reviewing this next week."
Whoa! What? Wow. Okay.
Well, actually, I said that. I said that last time.
Listen, 100%.
But it's because of Larry's enthusiasm made me want to actually read it. But yeah.
Tiger Claw says, if Donald Duck became Wolverine, who do you think can become Deadpool? Winnie the Pooh. Like,
yeah,
is Deadpool.
Wait.
That's like an old thing. Deadpool is old.
Right. But can I just say real quick right there where it's like that what you just said, Jay, and how like which it is true, Hexzilla. He threw me all the way under the bus, even though I wasn't the one that belonged there. But it's okay.
I treated him like Jim Rugg treated Ed Piscor.
Damn, take that, Jim. No, real talk though. This is what you just said, Jay, in regards to Deadpool, which is like, okay, that's the internet, and that's what the internet does. And Deadpool is a fantastic amalgam. Like the idea, like the name Deadpool,
yeah,
instantly where you're like, look, and it's so wild because this is like probably the number one thing that I'm like rubbed me the wrong way about this book, where I'm like, there were all these opportunities for Disney, Marvel, or whether you're the writer, creator, artist, whoever, to come up with Deadpool-esque type names. And instead what we got was Donald Wolverine, and like Mickey Hawkeye. And I'm just like, dude, like, don't get me wrong.
Hated that.
Oh, it's so bad. And what I'm saying, right. And what I'm saying is, I get it. Like, you're trying to maintain a certain amount of brand integrity. But it's like there's a big fish and there's a little fish, right?
Well, they own all of it, so what do they care?
Well, no, but here's the thing. It's like, you're right, they do own all of it, but I'm just saying, like, if you're Disney and you're the parent company, and you're like, you like, somebody should be like, okay, we got to make sure that it has a certain flair to the name. And if, Disney might be like, you can have all the flair you want, but like our characters, like the Disney characters, need to be recognizable in regards to the name.
Even when they do the name, they do like it just goes terrible. Like Pete Skull.
Yeah.
But that's the whole thing where, like, in my mind,
he doesn't even have a skull. He could be Red Pete.
100%. Like, if you're going to do,
then that sounds like a big red penis.
No. See, like that's
Red Pete is good.
All right,
Red Pete. If you're gonna do that character, Red Pete was the way to go because that's what he is. He was literally Pete, but red. Skull, like there's not even a skull on him in the comic. Like I don't think he didn't have like a skull belt buckle, if I'm not mistaken. Which I'm just like, that's crazy that they went with Pete Skull instead of Red Pete in that particular instance. But here's my other bigger beef. I'm like, Pete shouldn't have been Red Skull in the first place. Like right. Pete should have been the King Pete of crime. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like it's literally like in regards to like the story and like what was happening. It's like Red Skull isn't the kind of villain that should be in that story. And then on top of that, it's like you're Disney. Why even mess with the whole Nazi thing anyway if you don't have to, right? Like let's knock out that altogether and let him be
Looney Tunes.
Let him be the King Pete of crime and just go with that. Or if you want him to be like a different character, like of a particular stature, you could have totally went with like, like Pete Von Doom or something like that, which
But he would look so good as King Pete of crime. Like,
this is what I'm saying.
Pete in the white suit with the cape.
He was a crime boss. Like his underlings were just committing regular crimes.
It was
like
just the Bugle Boys.
That's what I'm
Beagle
saying.
Boys, yeah.
The Beagle Boys, right? Exactly. Yeah. It's like that. It should have been King Pete. That's what it should have been. And that's what I'm saying. Here's the thing. Again, and this is why I'm like, I was watching this joint and I'm like, okay, we have Mickey Hawkeye, right? And I'm like, I get it. If Disney's like, we need our characters to be recognizable, I get it. And Marvel's like, well, we want our characters to be recognizable too. Cool, but guess what? We know you're Marvel, but you're still the small fish. So Mickey should have been like, it should have been like, here's the thing. It sounds terrible to say out loud, but this is the beauty of comics, right? Like, you're reading it. You're not saying it. It should have been Mickey. And literally Mickey with an extra E at the end. You know? It's like, that's what it should have been. If you're going to do that. Which, for me, I'm like, that doesn't even make any sense. Like, why Hawkeye is hanging out with, or not hanging out, but
he should have been Nick Fury.
Nick Fury? It could have been, like a Daredevil amalgam, and been like, you know, like not, and you wouldn't use the devil, so I would be like Dare Mickey.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, and like it could be Mickey in the red.
Could be Danger Mouse.
It could be Danger Mouse.
But yeah,
that already exists.
Dare Mouse would work. And like, you know, you could have like the DM on his chest. Like, I'm like, Daredevil and Wolverine makes a lot more sense teaming up and hanging out than Wolverine and Hawkeye. Because I'm like,
especially even like here with that like they allude to their teaming up of Hulk with Patch and
right,
you know, so it's like you can do like a thing coming out, like, or you know, do that kind of story, you know.
And I'll give them their props in the sense that when it came to not the superhero names, they did good. Because like Old Man Donald, I liked.
Yeah.
Old Man Donald was cool, and then how they had like what did they do with Patch? I forget, but Patch and Mr. Fix-It, both of those I thought were actually okay. I can't remember exactly what it was.
Patch Donald. Like it was just Patch Donald.
Oh, okay.
Donald Patch, yeah.
So
Donald Patch at least still sounds a little like
it sounded better.
Yeah, it's like a first and last name, you know, but
right.
But Goofy Fix-It was the other one.
Yeah, something like So like, they're a little bit better like as in that regard, but it's like I was like, man, these names are the worst. Like, ugh, and like that by itself made it hard to read.
But in that, like, how, like, I think they're doing this as a series, but it's going to be What If Donald Duck everything.
Yeah,
so, like,
because Donald Duck is going through his anniversary.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, Donald Duck is, I think his 450th something anniversary.
Yeah. Well, the next one
so they're doing him.
The next one they're doing Thor. What if he became Thor? And I'm excited about that because they're using the Donald Blake origin. So his name is already Donald. Like it fits.
Right. So I will say that I do know that because they did announce recently that they are going to do a what if Minnie became Captain Marvel.
That's pretty good.
And so,
it looks. I would like to see that.
Yeah, you know, I mean, it has potential, you know, and so you know that is actually like I think the next Marvel, the next Disney Marvel character mashup thing that's not Donald. So, and I don't know if they're all coinciding with anniversaries, but I do know that that's happening too. So, but okay, let's get back to this book real quick so we can mess around and focus and make this happen. I'm sorry. So go ahead, Jay.
I didn't like the story, and then or the names, but what I did like is the art.
Yeah.
Especially this one panel of not that one.
Oh, I was about to say, I was like, it's like
Granny
that's the
Duck.
panel?
Yeah. Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah. No, that's
No. This panel, like, I don't know why, but visually this works.
Oh,
Like,
100%.
Mickey as Hawkeye visually just really works. I don't know why it works. Something about the pale white and the purple.
Mhm. But even the way they did the
but-
flares, like they're more streamlined. They're not sticking out like Wolverines, yeah.
Listen, I'm gonna
Yeah.
tell you exactly why this works, because it's gonna be it's gonna be a little bit shocking, but the reason why that panel works, in my opinion, is more about the Disney Mickey like attitude aspect of things than it is about the costume. Because I feel like like that pose, that Mickey with his thumbs up and be like, "Hey, the here," like that's like classic Disney stuff, like tough guy Mickey, which is not really a thing that you see often, but when you do see it, it's like, like it's one of the reasons why like some of those video games work sometimes, right? Because it's just like, yeah, like Mickey's the man, and it's like that's all of like you can change out that costume with whatever costume you want, and Mickey doing that, it's gonna be like that works. If he was in the Daredevil costume, that would work. If he's in the Captain America costume, that would work. If that fool was in the D-Man costume, you'd be like, why they pick D-Man? But it works. I don't understand. Like, so I'm telling you, it's not
been in like the cursive, like
like Disney D, right? Exactly, right. No, 100%. Like, it's not about the costume. It's like it works because of Mickey and how Mickey is doing his thing there. You can replace that costume with any superhero, and that would work. So but that's my opinion. Other people might think different about it, but that's what it is, I think. But
Okay.
I agree that the art I enjoyed, even though here's the big failing for me in this book. And if like I was like very disappointed, especially considering that you had Mickey suited and booted in his Hawkeye outfit. I may not agree with the choice of character, because I'm just like, Mickey deserves, like, I'm a Hawkeye fan, especially in the sense, like in an Avengers sense. Like, I love Hawkeye. I don't think Hawkeye is like, I don't feel like how these MCU fans feel about Hawkeye, because I know what Hawkeye can and can't do. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'm a fan of him as a character. However, Mickey Mouse shouldn't be Hawkeye. Like, Mickey Mouse should be a different character.
Mick Fury?
And Mick Fury would definitely have worked. I agree. Mick Fury's, I love it.
Imagine
so much.
him as Mick Fury.
right. But what I'm saying to you is this:
oh boy,
I was thoroughly disappointed by the fact that you have Mickey there suited and booted, and then when it came, especially given the cover of the book, when it came to Donald, all Donald did was like put on his normal outfit and then Wolverine gloves. I was like, where is this? Like, I thought I was gonna see this suit. Where is the suit? And Donald Duck in this whole comic never puts on the suit. Like he has a memories
with
of
every costume.
him in every iteration of Wolverine you could think of, and it was a great homage. I mean, I'm not gonna knock it. Like, I was sitting here like, oh yeah, like I know era to era to era to era of those versions of Wolverine because I'm an X-Men fan, and it turns out
the art being one of the best, like the best part of this book.
Right, 100%. And I'm just like, you can't be an X-Men fan and not know what Wolverine's doing, because Wolverine is in just about every X-Men book, right? So I'm just like, okay, I can name you each era of X-Men for each one of those pictures. But, for Wolverine, like each era of Wolverine, I should say, because some of them are outside of X-Men books. But I'm just like, Donald does not put on a Wolverine costume throughout this whole joint. And I'm like, dude, like, really? Like, and especially considering, like, for me, it's like, okay, it'd been one thing if you're like, okay, Disney is like really laying the hammer down, and they're like, we need our characters to be recognizable. I get it. They're the big dog in the relationship. But what I can tell you is this: Disney didn't say you can dress Mickey however you want, but Donald has to be in his sailor's uniform, right? Like, if Mickey can be Hawkeye head to toe, surely Donald Duck can put on at least a leather jacket and a white T-shirt or something, right?
Like like I used to cosplay to church as Wolverine because I would wear the just like a denim jacket, like a Levi's jacket, but the one with the wool on the inside.
Yeah,
the collar,
right,
and
right.
then a plaid shirt and jeans and work boots.
It's
and
what I'm saying.
Like that's how I used to dress for church. I used to just cosplay Wolverine.
There's like normal outfits that you could wear. That or here's the thing: if you really want to, you could even put Donald in his sailor outfit and give him like Wolverine boots and gloves and a little mask, and at least it might be like, oh, okay, like that all kind of maybe goes together. Maybe I don't know.
Wolverine was in the Navy in this universe,
right? Which it doesn't. But I was just like, what is this like? Donald Duck, but with Wolverine gloves. Like, it made me feel like he was doing like the toy, especially given the cover. I'm like, the cover's an homage to Wolverine. I'm like, this is very disappointing. It's very disappointing. So I don't know. What did you all think about that? Did you all have any thoughts on him not wearing the costume?
I would have liked to see him in more of the costume, but then I was more concerned that the story was just like kind of not hitting it. Yeah, and it wasn't even like a good cartoon. Like, because there's stories where it's like, especially if you watch those old Disney cartoons where like they use a character like Goofy, and it's like it's technically Goofy, but it's really just a generic dog, anthropomorphic dude doing like trying to spend a day at the beach. Like, like they do the tutorials where it's like, so it's like it felt like one of those where it's like for this story we didn't need Donald Duck being Wolverine like that. Like,
it's true.
So you could have used any random character. It should have been. For me not liking the idea or that it exists, like the story should have been better to like turn me around.
I agree.
And it didn't.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
Look, and that's it. They got you. What are you going to say, Jay?
Donald Duck Blake. Yeah.
What was I gonna say? I think it was something about it doesn't really embrace the whole Wolverine thing. It definitely homages, but
Here
it
and there,
doesn't
you're right.
embrace. Like,
right.
One of the things when I'm reading, I kept thinking about Archie. Because when Archie does a crossover, it embraces what it's crossing over.
Right.
Like Archie versus Predator had those kids being killed by Predator.
It's a Predator
movie.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like, and I didn't read Archie God of Thunder, but I'm assuming it was the same. Like, and this just doesn't do that. It homages, definitely references, but does not embrace.
I agree. No, you're absolutely right, and especially
it works
considering
better as a Mickey Hawkeye book.
It's kind of true, but no, but it is really interesting too, especially the idea that it's like you have Donald Duck, and they allude to this in regards to like the whole temper thing, where it's like Donald Duck has a temper, Wolverine has a temper, but it's like Wolverine has a berserker rage, and Donald Duck just flies off the handle periodically. And it's like, why you don't like, I guess they thought they were playing into that, but not really though. It's like, and I'm not saying
that Donald hates green, like that has never been the case anywhere. Like,
right.
And it's weird that it's here. Like,
yeah, it's just a random thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like you don't even need that. Like Donald could just get mad in the same way how Wolverine just gets mad. Like
They show
Wolverine.
him just getting mad. Like
that's what
he's
his
trying to
cartoons
get over
were.
just getting mad.
His old cartoons were him just losing, like trying to boil water, and then he doesn't do that right and gets mad. Like,
right.
Yeah,
And so
it is weird.
It like completely misses like on both characters when it comes to Donald and Wolverine, which is crazy considering that it's the main focus of the book. And you're right, like we only get a little bit of Mickey, but for however little of Mickey is in here, it feels like okay, yeah, they might have the Mickey Hawkeye thing down. Like that might just be the idea that it's just like okay, like we only saw so little of it that we can't critique it. I believe that. However, that feels more true to life than Donald Duck Wolverine, which is like I'm just like that's crazy. Yeah, it is crazy. But anyway, what else do you want to say about this before we rate it?
I don't have anything else to say.
That's it. Like, that's it. Boom. Moses.
I do wish Jonathan Hickman wrote it.
Listen, hey, you know what I do believe though? I feel like Jonathan Hickman would have 100% wrote like a kick-ass like Disney Marvel crossover. Because look, here's what I know: Jonathan Hickman would have been like, "I have an idea," or he'd be like, "I don't have an idea, and I'm not going to write that." One or the other. And that's Jonathan Hickman, right? He's like, "Oh, I don't know anything about that. No, I'm not going to do that." Or he's going to be like, "Oh, you know what? I know exactly how Donald Duck becomes Wolverine." And then we would have this epic thing where it's just like, and they would have been like, "John, you can't have all this blood. It's Donald Duck." And he's like, Donald bleeds, just like all the rest of us.
Speaking of, we didn't mention.
Speaking of Donald bleeding?
No, speaking of writers.
Oh.
We didn't mention the writer, Luca Barbieri and Giada Perisinoto. Sorry, Giada. On
you have
art.
to say perdón.
Yeah, pardon. Say that again, Mo.
You got it.
Like
right. Sorry.
They outsource the writing. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's our writer and artist. And Lucio Ruvidoti for colors.
Like literally, they sent this book to Italy to get done.
Right. Okay. So, Jay, what would you rate What If Donald Duck Became Wolverine?
I would give it a 2. I just like the story and the names, but I did like the art. The art was nice.
Okay, there it is. Moses Magnum, what would you give What If Donald Duck Became Wolverine?
Just on the art alone, it's like a 3.5. I like looking at these amalgamations, even Pete's skull. Yeah, and I've known I've seen Pete as a skull before, like in like one of the Kingdom Hearts things or something, like a heartless Pete that looks more evil than this. And, granted, like
Pete looked amazing in the Christmas Carol.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think that's where I saw it. Yeah. So, and I do like, from a Goofy movie, I love Pete, and then he's always been in like the Goofy cartoons from back in the day. So, I always hear that quintessential voice, like from the Goof Troop cartoon,
Yeah.
For him, like, so I enjoy that character a lot, even though they didn't do it right. But they're trying. I will get the Thor one, but I'll probably get it digitally. Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. I think I would give this a 2.5. I mean, honestly, it's like, look, those that have listened to me on this show know that I've had a journey when it comes to like comics and things coming together that maybe I may not necessarily feel should be together. And, it's just like, okay, hey, I'm not here to say what should and shouldn't be come together. What I am here to do is say what I do and don't like. And this, ultimately, it wasn't great. The art was the standout portion of it, 100%. But it's like, yeah, it feels like a wasted opportunity because it's like, if you can combine friggin' Square Enix and Disney to make something that becomes like Kingdom Hearts, you can combine Disney and Marvel. It would just take somebody that took like more time.
Well, fucking like Cartoon Network
someone
did it
that cares.
like Looney Tunes and like Duck Dodgers and stuff like that, like teaming up with Green Lantern and stuff.
Actually, part of me wonders like how much of it is like the Disney overlord saying, "Hey, this has got to be this way," as opposed to like the writer having free reign to do what they wanted.
Look, honestly, I don't want to be xenophobic, but I think this should have been written in America.
You're like, F Italians? Is that what you're saying? You're like,
they're all Italians on here. Like even the art.
You're gonna get banned. You're gonna get banned from lasagna. You know, you may want to rethink this, friend. Rethink it. I'm just saying, lasagna's delicious.
I will say, I think it would have been interesting to see Mirka and Dolfo's take on the story.
Oh, can we get her to like draw like what like Minnie as Miss Marvel? Like that would be tight.
Listen, what I can tell you is Merkel will draw whatever you want for the right price. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be cheap because Merkel's like, you taking my time, but you know, but here's what I will tell you is the Minnie Mouse Miss Marvel covers are nice. Now,
but is she Kamala Khan Miss Marvel or?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. Captain Marvel. So no, she's Carol Danvers.
Okay.
Miss Marvel or Captain Marvel. I'm sorry.
So she's becoming Captain Marvel, not Miss Marvel.
It's Minnie Mouse as Captain Marvel. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know I said it the first time, but I think I did say Miss Marvel this time. But
I'm not as excited now. But
hey. There, look, Captain Marvel, man. Look, not your Captain Marvel, the current.
No, I like that Captain Marvel too. I mean, I like the whole arc, but I do like the Miss Marvel stuff too.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But Minnie Mouse shouldn't be Miss Marvel
in the bikini, in the like swimsuit thing with the sash.
Oh, you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm not talking about Kamala Khan.
I thought you were talking about Kamala Khan.
No, that's not my Miss Marvel. I'm okay with Captain Marvel, but I also like when she was Miss Marvel.
Yeah, no, I don't think there's
Marvel, sorry.
I don't think there's a big issue with Minnie Mouse as Miss like OG Miss Marvel. No,
Miss Marvel.
Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, okay, so that's it. Let's do some final thoughts and let's get out of here. All right, Jay, give me some final thoughts, friend.
You know, I'm sure I got some. Oh, Afraid comes out this week. Definitely gonna go check that out.
Okay, what movie's Afraid?
They basically put their home. Put an AI system in their home, and it starts like taking over.
I've seen that preview, and it's Afraid with the AI capitalized. Got it.
Right.
Yeah. That's very clever. I like that title. I like that. Yeah. Moses Magnum, give me some final thoughts, friend.
I really want Larry to watch the first Omen and Immaculate. He says he likes
Nefarious.
Yeah, that too. But he says he likes religious mythology and political intrigue, and those movies have the both.
Nefarious is just talking. Like, fucking watch it, Larry. It's on Prime.
It's almost Halloween season, so you know we're gonna make you watch a lot. Because last year you watched like one thing.
And like there's one jump scare, and the rest is just talking. And it's on Amazon.
I want Larry to watch Captain America: Brave New World.
No, that's
You
not
can
gonna
do
be
that
any good.
too.
That's not going to be any good. It's
Hey,
up to you, the audience.
I think
But
it looks good.
the
Like,
audience should let Larry know what horror movie he should watch next.
Or a non-horror movie. What non-horror movie
a
would you
horror
like me to
movie.
watch?
That's what they like to
No.
watch. Like your own
No.
mother is like, oh, I love these videos when we watch. Scary shit. So,
Hey, listen. My mom doesn't have good judgment. Everybody knows that. She married my dad.
yeah,
No,
you said it, not me.
sorry, Dad, if you're listening. I apologize. You might be listening.
You
No,
should
no,
apologize for leaving.
I'm sorry. I love you.
Done that. Yeah.
I love you, Dad. You know this. You know that.
Hey, since we're talking about dads, we should let me.
Please don't take out the please don't.
Okay, I will.
Oh, thank you,
He's
Mo.
sleeping anyway. I was dusting him the other day, and then I realized I was spreading him all over the house.
For the entire Fantastic Forum, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We appreciate you. We'll be back next week. Until then,